You heard me.
You heard me.
Welcome to You Heard Me the First Time podcast. My name is Minnie.
I'm Nikki Nicole.
And Lizzie.
And welcome back to another episode.
Pew, 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 pew.
So it's Mother's Day's weekend. So shout out to our mommy, Minnie.
Amazing mother.
Thank you guys. Thank you. But you know, honestly, I don't feel like I get celebrated as a mother. They say when your child get older, that's when you start feeling the celebration.
Exactly.
Yeah, I asked my daughter what she gonna get me. She said her love. So for her birthday, I'm getting her my love.
You know, that's a priceless gift. I'm gonna give you my love and my attention.
Hello. You have her all day.
Broke ass kids.
Broke ass best friends.
So y'all, you heard me the first time. Please do not talk to me while I'm working out.
Oh,
that is the most annoying thing ever. I'm all sweaty. I'm already trying to focus on this workout. I'm already trying to get through the workout. And you think I'm about to stop and have a conversation with you, sir? And then they be doing the most. They be start doing back flips, front flips to get your attention.
Listen, that's funny. That's, you brought that up because gym harassment is a real freaking thing. And I think the fact that all of us go to private gyms now, but when you go to a UFit or LA Fitness and, you're just trying to work out, the amount of times women are approached or either looked at, stared at, you just trying to do your workout and people just staring at you. That's why I prefer a private gym because it's so freaking uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
At the regular gyms.
Even go to a private gym, sometimes it can get uncomfortable. I remember one time I was, recording my workout or whatnot, and the trainer was like, "Oh, turn the camera around, record from the other angle. They want to see that side more."
Ooh.
So sometimes it's just when it comes to the gym thing, guys just don't know how to be appropriate. I know that this is probably a new thing to see, so many women are now getting into the gym and trying to get our bodies back, but leave us the hell alone. We don't want your attention.
For real, leave me alone. I remember a time when I was working out and this guy came up to me and he was like, "Oh, let's do a round together." And I'm like, "No, I'm okay. I just want to get through this workout, whatever." He was like, "No, let's do a round together. I can push you." It was to the point I was just like, okay. But I was so upset because I persist, I kept on telling you no, and you kept on pushing to the point I'm just I was so uncomfortable. I was just like, okay, fine, no problem. That's just so.
The story that both of you guys just told is so disturbing. The fact that I'm trying to film myself working out and you tell me turn it to the other angle. Sir, that's sexual harassment. I don't think they understand that. And they be like, "Oh, it's not a big deal." Or now women are bringing men to the front because when they're recording, now they're putting it on TikTok and people are like, "Oh, it wasn't a big deal. He was just looking at you." People don't got eyes now. Leave me the fuck alone.
And that's the part right there. It's just sometimes you have to second guess yourself. Am I overreacting? Because the next woman won't see it as a problem, and now if you're the one who bring it up, "Oh, why is she tripping?" They just doing X, Y, and Z, But it's just if I'm uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable. Period.
And definitely if I'm telling you I'm uncomfortable.
And exactly. Everybody's comfort zone is going to be different. Like you said, somebody else may not have an issue with it or may just feel like, "Oh, I'm joking with you." But if I don't know you from squat, or even if I don't know you, if I said, "Listen, I don't want to work out with you," or "I don't need you to push me," take that and just leave. I'm not trying to be rude, but nigga, I just want to work out by myself. Period. Please and thank you.
Exactly.
Oh, so let's talk about it. So unfortunately, Kevin Samuels has passed away. It was reported that he was complaining about chest pain, and unfortunately, he passed away. And there has been a lot of controversy about, some people, not everybody, but some people, I guess, finding joy in his death because he was so controversial about the advice that he gave, particularly Black women, about dating and trying to find marriage and the stuff that he went viral about. Lizzie, what are your thoughts about, the back and forth that he's been receiving?
Just being like blatant, I think it's a cold place in hell for anybody that think it's okay to make fun of somebody's death or passing. Don't matter what ignorance he said while he was walking this earth that you may have agreed or disagreed with, to sit there and mock somebody as they died or get enjoyment out of that. Like, it takes a certain level of evil to be able to do that. So that's why I said it's a cold place in hell for those type of people. That's not cool at all.
Yeah, life is just so short. Like, you just never know when it's gonna be your time. Like, you just never know. And my take is just like, because you never know, you should like always try to give off positive energy. Always, always be kind to people, and you can do what you do, but not be so negative. That's my take or whatever. Life is just so short, and God bless his soul, and God bless his family. I can just imagine it's a hard thing that they're going through. The mom said she didn't find out. The way she found out was on social media. Yeah. So can you just imagine you're scrolling through social media and you see that your son is possibly dead or whatever? Yeah. So it's just like, love on your loved ones, and just put out positive energy. You never want to leave this world with negative traits about you. You want people to be able to say good things about you.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm not making a mockery out of his death, because I know that his time was not done yet. Like, what he was made to put on this world for, and he was building his career, whether we liked it or not, we agreed with his opinion or not, his platform was huge, and I know he was not ready to go, and I don't feel like it was his time yet, but unfortunately,
that's true.
We don't control that, right? But one thing, unfortunately, when you die, the only thing that you can take with you is your reputation. You can't take your money. You can't take anything. You can just take your reputation and
how you make people feel.
And unfortunately, because a lot of his stuff was very controversial, and he would tell women like, oh, you're going to die alone because, you have children, or some of the stuff that he said. And some of the stuff I was seeing was like the irony. What he was telling women is, unfortunately, is how he passed. You know what I'm saying? And again, we are sending our condolences to his family and his loved ones, but you can only take your reputation when you go, when you leave this earth.
And what you put out there is like, that's what people know you of. People know you from these controversial conversations that you've been on, that's been on your platform. And like you said, Nikki, he was just getting started. Like, absolutely. I feel like life did rob him. And whether we liked it or not, he was building his platform. But unfortunately, the platform he was building, it was very controversial, and a lot of people hated it versus loved it.
Yeah, I feel like those people that hated it, they just don't watch it.
Like me. I don't watch it.
Like I have never watched one of his YouTube videos. I never watched one of his Instagram things. I know what he's saying doesn't align with my views, so I completely disconnect from anything that he has to say. Of course, I know who he is because he's a public figure, but it stops and ends there. So I just feel like, you don't have to. He did not leave a good legacy, but at the same time, people shouldn't, make a mockery out of his death.
He was impactful to some people's life. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was impactful to yours, whether you agreed with, his rhetoric or not, like Lizzie said, if it didn't align with you, disregard it. But obviously he made a platform for himself, and I just feel like it wasn't his time yet. And life is so short. We say it, right? We say it. We hear the sayings, life is so short. But I had a coworker. I'm going to just share a quick story that I had a coworker, and I seen her last week, Thursday. And she was going to the bathroom. And I was like, oh, when she comes back from the bathroom, I'm going to speak to her. I'm going to say hi, whatever. When she came back, she was on the phone. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. And then I found out 2 days later that she literally passed away. And for whatever reason, she was running through my mind over that weekend, because when I got into a car accident back in 2016, I had to call her because she was my trainer at the time. And I had to call her and let her know I got into a car accident. And I drove past that car accident where I had the car accident, and she ran through my mind. Like, that story ran through my mind. And just to look up and she died the next day, is like, life is literally so short.
It's literally short.
So short. You love on your loved ones. I hate this type of conversation.
I know. But that's part of life, right? The yin and the yang. But let's bring it to a brighter side.
We never make it out alive, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Listen.
I'm just saying.
Just make it even worse.
So live it while you can, right?
Period.
So, let's go to a brighter side. How do you move on from an ex? I know a lot of people have their different methods. Some men are known to just lay up with the next woman. As women, sometimes you try to boss up. That's when we go back to the gym. We talk to our girls. We cut
our hair.
We cut our hair.
Yeah.
I think as women, we try to better ourselves and then we move on to the next relationship a little later. But men are known to move on, a lot quicker than women. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I was gonna say, I feel like that's a cover up. Like, they don't move on that much quicker. Yes, they be in the next bitch bed quicker or whatever. But give them 2 weeks. They texting you like, hey, big head, what's up? How you been? They always circle the block, no matter. It can be years down the line. Hey, so I feel like they don't move on as quick as we actually think they move on. They just be the next person back.
Exactly. They just realize it later, like, because they don't want to be in their emotion. Let me go ahead and fuck this girl, get her out of my mind. But like you said, 2 weeks later, a month later, it's like, hey, I miss you. I was thinking about you. Merry Christmas. Nigga, bye.
Okay, and it be right. You know what? It be right when you about to get over them. It be right when you about to get over them. Like, okay, I'm good. I ain't thinking about this nigga no more. I done moved on or whatever. You look down, you got the text.
They can sense it. They can sense it.
Like, it sense when you're moving on.
Oh, that bitch in the gym?
Like, hold up. She got a little bit too fine. Let me go ahead and reverse real quick. Like, they feel it. It's always when you're about to move on.
So, Minnie, when you're trying to move on from a relationship or maybe somebody you were just talking to, do you continue to check their social media in that process?
If I'm really trying to move on, they already blocked. Like, social media is blocked. I already blocked them from texting because I won't be able to. Like, to know that I still have access to their, like, and I'll be praying, like, please pray their Instagram is private, so I don't, like, find a way to get on their page or whatever. But it's like, if I still have access to keep up with their life, I won't be able to move on. Especially if it's like a relationship that, like, I was deep into, like, not one of those play relationships, like, those ones that you've been out of or whatever, so y'all break up, you really don't care. But the ones that you really care about, to see that their life is continuing with, that'll be always my thought. Like, this bitch is still living without me? You're still surviving?
How can you breathe?
How can you breathe without me? Like, you're still going to parties without me? Like, that'd be my main thing. So I can't check their social media. Like, they have to be blocked. Completely blocked.
I'm not a blocker. I'm a check. I'm a look until I get over it. And then after that, I'm gonna stop look. Well, yeah, at first I am gonna look, and then after that, I stop looking, and then it's like whatever.
So I think I'll block. I'll be like, this is my last time. And then I check to see, try to get an update to see where they at in life, and then I'll block again. But I do feel like that in order for me to get over you completely, I have to block you totally. But let me share a story real quick, right? I was talking to this guy, and I found myself blocking him. I blocked him off for everything, like WhatsApp. I think at that time it was only Facebook. Whatever. So I blocked him, right? Because I was over him. So I'm over my friend's house and we talking, and my friend answered the phone. She's like, no, stop calling my phone. I told you she don't want to talk to you. So I'm like, who was that? And she was like, that's such and such. I said, he's been calling you for me? She was like, yeah, I've been telling him you don't want to talk. Bitch, I don't need you to tell no. Yeah, he's been fighting for my heart all this time and I didn't know that.
He was out of pocket. She was out of pocket.
He was out of pocket.
She was straight out of pocket.
Right?
You're supposed to report this back to me. Let me make that decision. You not make that decision for me.
Because you know when you block them, you unblock them to see if they try to reach out. So I'm like, damn, this nigga he ain't reach out to me, whatever. But he's been trying to get in contact with you, ho, and you ain't never tell me this. I was mad.
I would have been so bad. You're not being a friend. Let me make the decision if I want to contact him or not. Because I need to know. I need to know. Sometimes that helped me move on. To know that he still want me. Like,
absolutely.
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna continue. I just need to know that there's a part of you that's missing me. I just need to know that part to help me.
But is that really moving on?
No, you can be like, nigga, I can still have you. I can have you.
Exactly. To know that I still have something on him, like, all right, I'm good.
Because I think that is so true, because when I blocked him and I didn't think he was reaching out, that made me mad at, like, you're not even trying. Exactly. But all this time, he's been reaching out to my friend and he's been calling you, and you did not think to tell me that? Even out of conversation, like, such and such is hitting me up. I thought I was crazy for a while because I'm like, should I be mad at her? But I was dead ass mad.
I would have been mad at her.
Why did you and he's been calling you for a while because you was like, I told you, bitch, no, you need to tell me.
Exactly. And like, I'm sitting right there, like, oh, wait, before you even answer the phone, oh, it's such and such. What? Like, nah. She's
and he called her more than once. Like, he was I have found out he was texting her. Like, could you ask her to unblock me? I just want to tell her sorry. He was contacting her constantly because he knew I was always with her. Child, she didn't tell me not to peep until I was at her house, and he just happened to call when I was there.
I had the same thing happen to me. Like, it's with my boyfriend now. So much. Child, we've been through it all. We've been through all of it or whatever. So I had him blocked on every single thing. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, text message, which if I could have blocked him from email, I would have blocked his ass from email, okay? And this time I was like, I'm done. Like, I am so done with him that this is it. Like, I'm absolutely done. And it was carnival time. And my friend, he went to carnival to look for me. And he ended up seeing my homegirl or whatever. So I said I was done, but I hadn't blocked him to send him my carnival pictures because I was just like, we talked about carnival this whole time. I just want to show you how it ended up or whatever. And he was like,
but you wasn't done. She was trying to get fucked at the carnival. She was trying to get fucked at the
he was like, I saw such and such. I asked her about you. So I'm like, what bitch? Why wouldn't she tell me? Like, this is like a few days after carnival. So I said, hey, did you saw my man at carnival? She was like, yeah.
My man?
Well, girl, I was crazy. But anyway, so I was like, why didn't you tell me that you saw him? Like, why didn't you tell me that he was asking for me or whatever? She was like, oh, because you said you was over him. Bitch, how many times I said I was over him? Like, how many times have I told you that statement? Why you decide to believe me the day that he's asking about me? Like,
hello.
I was upset.
It's giving me hating asshole.
I was just about to say, like, it's a new general rule moving forward. If somebody's checking up on your homegirl, you report that back to your homegirl, and that's just on
let it be your homegirl decision whether she want to contact him or not. That's not your choice. That is not your choice. Definitely. So I have a question, right? Would it bother you if they move on before you? Like, actually move on, like, into a whole new relationship. They look happy, not just sleeping around, but actually move on. Would it bother you?
Absolutely. Nikki? Especially depends how fast you move on. So if it's been a year, of course, even then, like, don't move on real.
I was about to say,
don't move on, but don't post her on your social media. Don't act happy. Move on silently. But to me, if it depends on how quickly they move on. Like, if it's been like 6 months and I see you out and about and you're in a whole entire relationship, when were y'all talking? When did y'all have
when
time?
When did y'all have time?
How did you fall in love? Were you posting this hoe on your social media? And I had that happen before where I was talking to this guy. We had a good thing going. And then 3 months later, you posting somebody like, sir, you in a whole relationship? Oh no. Y'all been talking.
He had his options. He had options open. I think that's what men typically do. I think that's why men always quote unquote circle the block. I think they like to have their options open. I think they like to have their options open. So they like to know, like, I don't think it's really as much as they have like an emotional connection or they haven't moved on. I think they really do move on just that fast. I just think they always want to make sure in a male's perspective that, okay, if I want her, I want to see if she gonna respond back or not. Or can I get another chance with her?
You know, that's always like, early on, I used to think like that, like when my man circled the block, like, bitch, did these other hoes decline you? That's why you back over here? Like, it would be a thought of mine, like, you know, why are you back? Like, why are you here? Like, why now you want to work on things? I used to think that, like, and mind you, I had this nigga blocked on everything. This nigga reached out to me on an email. He emailed me, telling me, asking me, but I still had that thought, like,
asking what?
Asking me to unblock him. Can you please unblock me? Girl, it only took me like 2 minutes. No problem.
If you yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and unblock you at that point.
But I'm really bothered by the option comment. Like, you reached out to me because I was one of your options. Your first 2 or 3 didn't work out.
Don't get me started. I'm about to
No. I was listening with me. With me saying that, I do think that men don't circle the same block at the same time. I don't think they sit there and be like, okay, I'm a hit up A, B, and C.
It just whoever responds at the time.
No, I think it's probably more like, okay, they be okay, I haven't heard from this one in a certain period of time.
And we had a good thing going. Let's see if we still have a good thing going. Let me go
bada
back
bing, bada bang. There you go.
Let's see if we can pick back up where we left off and probably make it a good thing. Or like when they're ready to be in a relationship, like let me go back to the one that I felt. Listen,
when you do that, it's too late. Because especially if she's a good woman, somebody else is gonna find her interest or like nigga, no, I'm not. This is not a test, A, B, or C. No, if you know I'm a good woman when I'm in your life, treat me as such. Because I think a lot of times, like if I'm done with you and I have, unless you know it was my decision to leave, but usually if it was like we just grew apart or you tried me and I left you, I'm gonna always remember that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it ended on bad terms, like I'm gonna always remember how you tried me. No, don't spin the block.
It never goes away.
Don't spin the block because we.
Okay. What do you ladies think are some do's and don'ts when it comes to moving on and going into a new relationship?
Oh, I got one. Do not stay in contact with the family, especially the mama. Let me tell y'all, do not do it. If you try to move on, you gotta let go of, you gotta cut all the ass off until you
drop the whole rock.
Drop them all off until you're in a better place where you're like, okay, I can have a conversation with the mom without caring about what he's doing. Like,
what about if you had children?
Ooh, that's a good.
That is a good one.
Fuck them kids.
Hey, my kids.
I ain't birthed them.
Mess.
That is a good one. I can't answer that.
I have a do. I have a do. So one of my thing is give your time a deadline to actually move on. Like if it's been a month and you still see that you're sitting in that hurt, set a timeline when you say, hey, this is the last time I'm going to cry about it. This is the last time I'm going to think about it, and try to move on with your life, because you can't sit in that hurt. Usually when you sitting in that hurt, they're still moving on with life. They're still dating other people. They're still moving on. Give yourself time to actually, okay, I'm not thinking about this anymore. Don't sit in that hurt, because You end up on his social media, finding his new girlfriend. That you in a dark hole.
Yeah. I would say a do for me will be to process your last relationship. So before you move on to the next one, find what mistakes that you did in your last one before you move on to your next one, basically. So I would say that.
I'd say occupy your time with new things. Try new things to occupy your time.
Take your ass to the gym.
Get a new dildo. I would say don't try to do comebacks. Don't try to hurt him like he hurt you.
That's true.
With grace.
That with your conscience, and you're gonna make decisions that you're gonna typically regret because you're trying to go tat for tat.
Yeah, move on with grace.
Move on with grace. Heal what you gotta heal, but do not go back. Don't do the tick and tack with him.
I agree. And I think typically in general, women, we lose at that game because men are able to be less unemotional. We're too emotional to sit there and really try to go tick for tat. Like if we playing that game with you, we're gonna try to like F up your credit, burn your house down, mess up your clothes. But we can't do, I feel like women typically can't do like the tick for tat when it comes to like jumping into relationships and with somebody else.
Can you imagine you fuck another guy and he don't care? Can you imagine, like, you trying to do tick for tack and you fuck someone else and he just like, body that hoe.
The thing sometimes with women, if we're doing the tick for tat, we gonna do tic tac toe, okay? We're not gonna fuck another guy. We're gonna fuck your friend.
We're gonna fuck your father.
You gonna see me walking out your daddy room like, is that, what the? Yeah.
Now you my son, okay? Now you my son. We taking it to another. What Michelle Obama said: when they go low, you go high. No, I'm gonna take it to the ground. The words of Charlemagne. Okay.
Rub the ground.
Exactly.
So let's get into our listener letter. This is where you guys ask us for advice when you need help on relationships, work, anything. You can send us an email at youheardme, spelled DA.
That's important.
@gmail.com. Again, that's you heard me the first time @gmail.com. Slide in our DMs, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Now let's get into it.
So y'all, I need y'all help. I probably need a therapist, but I'm gonna start with y'all first.
Cause ain't nobody here therapist.
So I've been with my boyfriend for a little over a year, and for some reason my woman intuition has been at an all-time high. I'm not sure why, because he haven't done anything for me to feel this way. So to make me feel better, I went through his phone not once, but multiple times, hoping I'll find something, but I found absolutely nothing. But I feel like there is something. I'm just looking in the wrong place. So my question is, what do I do when my woman intuition is telling me one thing, but I am not finding anything to justify why I feel like this?
Girl, go see somebody.
You need a therapist.
Go see somebody. That's it. That's your answer. Go see somebody.
Well, let's probe a little bit more.
Let's dissect it.
Yeah. So usually, if he's making you feel insecure in your relationship, there's something that probably happened prior. So, is he giving you that sense of security where you don't have to be insecure in your relationship?
She said, I'm not sure why he haven't done anything for me to feel this way.
Oh, okay.
She did say that.
Well, maybe talk to him, say, I don't know.
What you talking about?
No, I was going to say, in the words of Minnie, I was going to say communication is key. I think she should talk to him and let him know, like, hey, for some reason, I just need more attention. Maybe her getting more attention from him.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like maybe her getting more attention from him can help her feel like he's not cheating or whatnot. And if that don't help, go see a doctor.
Sis, I don't know your situation. I don't know your prior relationships or what may have happened in those relationships that you probably brought over to this relationship, but take it for someone who's been there with checking the phones or whatever. It is not worth it. Especially you checked it more than one time and you're not finding at this rate, you're trying to find something to upset you, and there's nothing to upset you. So, I pray that he is doing what he's supposed to do. He is a upstanding guy, but now you have to do the work for yourself. because you don't want to potentially lose this good man that you have because some type of insecurity, and that's what it is. There's some type of insecurity that you're facing within yourself and that you're putting it out on your relationship. So take it from someone who knows. If you gotta go get a therapist, do what you gotta do to secure that man, sis.
Absolutely. Especially if it's an insecurity, it's probably something that you need to heal from. So maybe therapy is the best way, because he can tell you until he's blue in the face and prove to you, obviously, that he's not doing anything. That's still not worth anything to you.
Nice.
The stories that you're making up in your head.
And those little people, I have those little people in my head too. I'm telling y'all, those little people be like, they be working, but you have to tell yourself,
it's like
you know
SpongeBob episode. You remember SpongeBob and he was in his head and everybody was working, child?
Oh, exactly. That's how those little people be working. They be on the internet in your head. Like, check this. But let me tell you, like, it is not, in the end, you don't want to be the reason, you don't want to be the cause of the end of your relationship, especially if it's something that you could have fixed.
Because I can't even imagine.
I got that advice from Nikki, by the way. So
because I can't imagine you in a relationship. To me, you can't fully love someone or appreciate someone in the space that they are in your relationship, because in the back of your head, you think he's doing something. So you're not loving him to your full capacity, or you're not in your relationship to your full capacity because for whatever reason, you think he's doing something that he may not be doing. So it's like, go get the help that you need, or give him.
And you know, I just want to, especially if it's a relationship worth saving. That's the important part. Yes. If the relationship is worth it, you know you got a good man, you know he's doing what he's supposed to do or whatever. Do that work for yourself.
Absolutely.
I agree.
That's all right. If you need our advice, again, you can send us an email at youheardme,
That's important.
First time at gmail.com. Again, that's youheardme the first time at gmail.com. Slide in our DMs, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time, this has been another episode of You Heard Me the First Time podcast.
My name is Minnie.
I'm Jada Waiter.
We want to be Jada. Everybody want to be Jada Waiter.
Y'all saw her interview? Listen, this is a boss. She
love
is.
her.
I love her. And I respect her even more after watching that interview.
Absolutely.
Period.
I'm Nikki Cole.
And I'm Lizzie.
Until next time. Ow.